Hey guys, it's Jack J again. Today I have an exciting video to show you all. I'm finally upgrading my motherboard and CPU from Intel 1366 socket to the new Asus refresh 1150 socket. So the motherboard I'm going to use is the Republic of Gamers Maximus, the new Euro motherboard, the one with the Z97 chipset. I'm going to use the Intel i7-4790 Devil Canyon processor, and I also got myself Coolermaster Sidon Pro M2 1000 watt power supply. It's a modular power supply. So the reason for not getting the K model is CPUs doesn't affect your gaming performance that much. You'll rather see a much bigger increase if you overclock your card. I already have a water cooled R9 to 90, so that's plenty enough, and I mean this CPU turbo boost to 4 GHz. So without any further ado, I'll quickly give you guys a review of the motherboard and CPU as well as the power supply. So for this new Euro motherboard, this is my first Republic of Gamers motherboard I own. Just some key features mentioned here on the flip of the motherboard boxing. It has the new Supreme FX chip, Sonic Studio as well as Sonic Radar, Sonic Sense amp, your Sonic Stage soundstage. For networking, it has Intel's Ethernet, and Asus and Intel went into partnership to create GamerFirst, the third version of the application, which allows you to at application level switch your prioritization for your network, so you can choose which application gets more bandwidth. It also has a feature called keyboard, which allows you to use any combination of keys as if it's a macro key. And then it's your normal high-end quality products found on your Republic of Gamers motherboard, like 10K black metallic capacitors. It has DRAM overcurrent protection, ESD guard. It uses aluminium, and as well as the back plate is nickel plated. So this is just the front cover. There's the board itself. I already inserted the CPU. Let me quickly flip the box over. So you guys can see, this just mentions the key features yet again, and it also shows you the rear input output of the motherboard, and as well as some further details for the VGA, onboard VGA, your expansion slots, memory, chipset and your CPU. So now I'll quickly remove the motherboard. So you can see the motherboard in all its glory. This is really a beautiful motherboard. I really love this black and red color scheme they're going with, and it's also one of the first, I think it's the only ever motherboard I've seen that actually has red printed in its PCB layer instead of just being full black. But there you can see, and as well as underneath the chipsets for the CPU cooling for the power delivery system. So let's give you a quick rundown. So you'll start off with your debug LED. You have dual channel memory. It supports up to 3.2 GHz DDR3. Your start and stop button. Your memo K button right there, for if something happens to memory you can press memo K. It will find the default setting which your PC will boot with. 2 fan headers. Your 8-pin power plug for your CPU. PCI 1 slot, X1 slot, the new SATA M2 slot, North Bridge, PCI 3.0. If you only run one card, it will be X16, 2 will be X8, and then the third one will run at PCI 2. Your Supreme FX chip right there. And what's quite neat about this is your audio is completely separate from the rest of the PCB. You can see there's a line running here that separates it from the rest of the circuitry from the motherboard. Then you have your keyboard and your soundstage button here at the bottom, normal headers, front panel, case connectors. It has 8 SATA 6 gigabit ports, 6 is controlled by the CPU and 2 is controlled by, I think it's as media. So I can't wait to set this up, and I'll do some benchmarks and compare this motherboard with my Core i7 1366 motherboard. So I'll run 3D Mark, Pulse Mark, as well as performance tests, just to test the entire motherboard and see how it differs. Because one thing this motherboard has is dual channel, whereas the motherboard I'm currently using has triple channel, so I'm wondering what the difference will be there. Okay, so the motherboard packaging itself, just normal stickers from Asus, some cable ties, you have your user's guide, as well as your case badge and your driver manual, but you should always download your drivers from Asus. Door handle, do not disturb, enter. There's 6 SATA 6 gigabit cables, packages of 2 in 1, SLI bridge, Q connectors, and then you have your rear input output shield, which is nickel plated black, so it has quite a nice finish to it. So yeah, that's pretty much wraps it up for the motherboard. Let me quickly show you the power supply. What's nice about this power supply, it is 80 plus silver certified, and it is modular, because I like a modular power supply. This will be my first, so you can only pick and choose which cables you want to use. So you have all your SATA power delivery, your 6-pin and 8-pin. Power supply itself, it has your basic 24-pin and your your CPU 8-pin connected already, and here you can see all the modular entries you can use. The SATA and Molex powers adapters is included right here. What's also nice about this is the cables use a flat style instead of a sleeved approach. So all the cables will be flat. I wonder how this will turn out. So I'll be installing everything now in my Obsidian 900D, and as I install it I'll also make new videos and I'll post it. So stay tuned for benchmarks, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos, and thanks for watching. Cheers.